So many buttons.
So little time.
So
Start that. I'm gonna post on Twitter.
Yeah, how many things are you broadcasting on?
We're on Twitch, YouTube, and Discord right now. And then I post the links in Twitter and both Twitters and Facebook.
I've been saying go on Pornhub, but Jay just doesn't want to do it.
And we're still trying to figure out what Pinterest is too.
Or no? What about Reddit, the cesspool of the internet?
Can you post your?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I actually like Reddit. I used to just be like, oh, it's the
It has
festival.
its.
Yeah,
It has its things. Yeah, I agree.
I really like the Knicks talk on there, and I just like that format. And then I've started reading some other pages.
The thing is, if you post stuff, if you promote, and most groups will just delete it, so it's you have to start your own Reddit thread and get popular.
In terms of places to read for news, I find Facebook one of the shittiest areas. I don't like that at all. Twitter, I enjoy reading for comments, and I think Twitter and Reddit are by far the best for comments. And depending on Twitter is less obviously Reddit you can be a little more on topic, and Twitter it's obviously it's a kind of range of topics.
Right.
Yeah. All right, you want to get started?
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
All right. Let's go.
Hello, baby. Hello, nasty. Hello, there. Hello. I say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Everybody, welcome to the Brink of Sanity, episode 379. I am Jay. With me is Marc and Martin. How you doing, guys?
Good, good. How you doing? Are you? Is this our special World War III episode?
We're jumping right in, huh?
Yeah. Jay, before the show, Jay's like, "Don't talk about Ukraine. Don't talk about Ukraine. Don't talk about Ukraine." Anyway, Jay, only thing I want to say about it is that I feel the reason this is going on is that Putin, whatever you pronounce his name, he's been locked down with COVID. He's been very careful about it. And the rest of us are like, oh, we've been locked down. I want to go to a bar. I want to be social. He's been locked down. He's like, cabin fever. It's over. I want to invade a country. That's what I like to do when I'm up back in the world.
I've got China and Russia at a parlay. I don't know if you know this.
It's a pretty good bet too.
It's not a good value bet. Take Ukraine on the money line, though. I always say that.
I put $1 on Italy to overthrow Spain. I win, I think, $100 million if they do it. But right now, not very good signs. But maybe a grandchild of Mussolini, goes to power. Who knows?
They took Guam off the board, though. It's just, the betting market just
Since we're jumping
there.
right into it, Patrick wants to know, what are the top 3 countries in order of evilness?
Top 3 countries in order of are the new
currently or in all time?
He did not specify, and I don't think he'll get back to us in time. So
okay.
I was gonna say this is our new axis of evil. It really depends on your perspective. Some parts of the world would say the United States is on.
Yeah,
I would not say that, but
the United States would be in my top 3.
I would agree.
Well, this is not a very patriotic show, Jay. In a time of
by the
war,
way, let's not take it down depressing avenue. Our country sucks.
I know. What? The top 3 most evil countries. I guess because they're actively invading another country, I'm going to put Russia on the list.
I would say that they've got to be on 3.
Yeah. What else is up there?
I guess you got to go with, I don't know, Iraq. Is that up there?
Iraq? I think we've killed enough people in Iraq that I don't think they really have they're just kind of
what they did to Kuwait was kind of messed up.
But we kind of overthrew everyone, and are we doing historical or doing right now?
I guess if we're gonna do it now, China's got to be up there.
Why don't we do historical? Because then you can really because then Soviet Union,
England,
fuck people. Yeah, that's a good one. They overthrew Spain, the conquistadors. Holy shit, they fuck South America.
Yeah, I think England has to be because they were the big bully. They were the first big bully, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
so England,
historically,
Spain,
it would be England, Spain, and Portugal, right?
Yeah, I guess Portugal would be 3.
I was going to say France, France was
Portugal's like the poor man's Spain in a sense.
Yeah, and Portugal's so
I
small.
just offended two cultures, right?
Is there
Boom.
anybody else we can offend before we get into the show today?
No, I think Russia go. I mean, like the Stalin alone killed what, like 20 million people. I guess Germany, as the Jew in the show, I'm going to put Germany is
What do you mean
my
the
number
Jew?
one. Oh yes, I'm used to being the only Jew.
Well, honestly, Jay's more Jewish than me. But
Am I?
in theory, like I'm Jew by blood, but I'm not really. I'm not a practicer.
Oh, I see. I got you.
On the other hand, Jay practices Judaism with his Thai wife.
That's true. That's right. They just had matzo ball soup. I don't know if you knew this.
So I want to pivot topics. I wanted to maybe
You don't want to
something-
stay on evil countries and world wars?
How about
on our
least
comedy
evil
podcast?
countries? Switzerland. No.
So this is gonna. Yeah, that's true.
IKEA, Sweden.
They got those meatballs.
They're delicious.
So I want to switch to. I want to compare Jay's life to a celebrity's life and see who's had a better life. Does that sound like a good topic?
This should be really difficult.
Is this Kanye West?
No. That would actually be a good one. Also, we could jump to him next. This is not like he was a commercial like he was on commercials, and in that regard, he was a celebrity, but not a big name otherwise. He was just on one commercial, one campaign ad, and it also goes to my favorite topic. Jay, what's my favorite topic?
Pedophilia?
Who do you think I'm talking about?
Jared?
What? Yes. Who has had a better life, Jared or Jay?
Wow, your co-host just compared you to a kid toucher.
No. So Jay, by the way, as far as I know, Jay hasn't touched any kids. As far as I know, Jay, can you confirm
You'd
that?
be correct in that assessment, yes.
Okay.
All right.
So Jared Fogle.
The rest of
is
the
40
podcast would have been real awkward if I was like, well...
Oh, you know that 5 times.
Jay's like, this week.
Define kid and define touch.
Define Quaaludes.
So Jared Fogle is 44 years old.
Mhm.
Jay, how old are you now?
43.
Okay, you're turning 44 soon. So you're like same age group, basically.
Yeah.
And so on a positive for Jay, Jay is not currently in prison.
Mhm.
Jared's in prison.
I'd say I got the one up on current lifestyles.
Yes, current lifestyles. Jared, at one time, was a multimillionaire from a national ad campaign.
Mhm.
Jay, were you on any commercials, Jay?
No, but our Brink Patreon is up to $8 a month.
Okay, so Jared wins that part.
Okay.
Of course, Jared lost the whole kid touching thing. Not the best look. So, Jay, what do you hate doing most days of the week?
Going to work.
Jared does not go to work.
Mhm.
Jared, he describes so he recently wrote a letter describing his life in prison. Do you want to hear about it?
Yeah, I definitely do.
So he said he spends his free time watching college and NFL football, which makes the weekends fly by. He also reads the New York Times every day, and like all kinds of books, especially historical fiction. I love to laugh and smile. So he doesn't work. He gets to read the paper every day, read all the books he wants, watch football on the weekends. Who's winning? Who's winning, Jay?
Martin's putting a scoreboard up there.
I have it in Excel. If you want to allow screen sharing, we can put it on the podcast.
I mean,
So
yeah, I do allow screen sharing. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you added a PlayStation, he's living my life right now.
he doesn't have the PlayStation, no, but he does get to do all the stuff without having to work. Plus, Jay, you consider yourself in shape?
No, definitely not.
At one point in 1998, Jared weighed 425 pounds. I bet in 1998 you weighed less than him. I'm assuming, Jay.
Yeah.
I'm assuming two of you in 1998 weighed less than Jared.
1998, I was 198.
Okay, so two of you were actually less than Jared.
Yeah.
He said he lost 245 pounds on Subway diet, but now, because he's in prison, he says he works out every day and is in the best shape of his life.
Mhm.
That's because he's eating Jersey Mike's.
Jay, do you think you're in the best shape of your life?
No.
Okay, so that's
I've lost 14 pounds in the last three months. But
Are you?
Pretty good.
I'm still.
Is any sandwich company acknowledging that?
No, I am trying. I'm eating nothing but Quiznos, and so far they have not reached out to me.
I
They
didn't know
even still around?
I have no idea.
I
I
know
actually
Jersey
like
Mike's
them.
is. Their big thing was like, we toast it, and people were like, holy shit, this is an innovation.
Subway's
can
like, yeah,
cook
we
this
do
shit?
too.
And I remember having it being like, oh my
And then
god,
Subway
this is
copied
better.
it, like and then Subway's like, oh yeah, well we have a toaster too.
And Quiznos is like, they've got the toaster technology. There goes the IPO.
Well, we have 1995. We also bought a toaster oven. Like, damn you, Subway.
Foiled again.
Jersey Mike's is like, we just got a microwave. Shit, we don't even have a toaster.
I actually like Jersey Mike's, believe it or not. If you compared them, they
I've
all
never
suck
had it. We have
compared to,
one
like,
down the
deli.
block, and I've never been.
I have one right. I sent my daughter to it. You can walk to it right over here.
Is it? I think I've had it, but not like anytime recently. Is it better?
It's better quality than Subway's shit, right?
Subway's
I mean,
complete.
By the way, there goes the sponsor fee.
By the way,
But,
Subway's new ad campaign is that they
I like them,
listened,
actually.
They heard people talking and they listened, and they made changes. And their change was they changed the bread, which, correct me if I'm wrong,
the best part.
That was the only thing people liked at Subway.
That was
begin
the
with.
only good thing. Yep.
So my understanding in certain countries, and I allegedly, their bread is not allowed to be classified as bread because those countries have stricter requirements of what bread is, and there's so much goddamn sugar in their bread that
That's why it's good.
it's basically cake.
Yeah, in Ireland they
uh,
have to call it cake because there's too much sugar.
Is that
Yeah.
is that a thing like in Asia? Especially, I would imagine that sounds like something like Asian countries would do.
Probably
I don't know.
they don't like super sweets, and like in Thailand their sweets are like kind of mild. So I would think
Right.
Subway was probably like cake.
It seems like a Far Eastern type of thing. Like, they have like a different name for it.
Whereas America, we're like, let's make that bread cake. I'm tired of eating just not cake.
We need more calories and stuff.
Can
Would
we
you like
add
some
sugar
icing
to-
sauce on your meat?
Is there any way to? Can I put like an ice
Sprinkles.
cream in the middle of the carrot?
Carrot cake's carrot, right?
There's your
It has carrot in it.
kids. Finish your carrot cake. Dad, my diabetes. Fucking eat your vegetables.
Eat
It's
your
like
carrot
Twisted
cake
Sister.
before you eat your cake.
You can't have your any pudding if you don't eat your carrot cake.
America. Yeah. Fuck
Yes.
yeah.
So we've established that. Okay. Counterpoint to Jared having a better life than me.
Yeah.
He was a pedophile.
Oh, okay. That is a good point.
Yeah.
Jay, do you hope to one day have like a family, have kids? I know you have a long-term significant other, but do you hope to have kids?
Probably not.
Win.
Okay. Because Jared has 2 kids.
That's a win. Nope. Jay won.
Guy with 2
Smartest
kids
man alive.
says I'm the winner for having no kids.
It depends on how you look at it, but Jared has had a full life with kids. And Martin makes a solid point here, so I don't know which side to put this in.
Oh, I'll go to my grand. You know what? My kids will listen to this in therapy. They'll be like, "Dad doesn't want us." Yep.
My kids don't know about the show, and one day they're gonna discover the show, and they'll be like, they'll need so much therapy.
The,
Oh, they already need it.
the
My
best
kids.
is when your daughter finds out you made a website for your son.
Yes, you know
Did
I
you do
have.
that? You did
So-
that for one kid, but not the other.
Every day
Well, here,
for the first 2 years of his
Ooh,
son's
that's a
life,
party
he
foul.
updated this blog, and then his daughter was born. And he's like, meh.
For 2 years, I updated this blog called newdaddyhood.wordpress.com where I posted about my son.
Right.
And I just kind of, at some point, I was like, this is not like, I was just kind of a nice, I don't even know why I did it because I don't even look at it anymore. I just did the exercise. And so I don't do that at all anymore. My kids don't know about it. On a different note, I have this credit card. And on the credit card, you can put pictures on there. And I have a picture of my son when he was like 2 years old on the credit card. Anytime my daughter sees it, she's like, "Where's my credit card? Where's the one with my picture?" I'm like,
Ooh.
when she finds out about the website, that's gonna be fucking
Oh,
shit.
you
That's,
were- you were in
that's
so
gonna
much
put her
trouble.
over the edge. Well, that's the '70s version of that. It was like, why aren't there pictures of me? Second child says, we got bored.
Yeah.
We were tired of taking pictures.
Or 80s, the video camera.
The high eights or the
Yeah.
the VHS.
Yeah.
tapes. Right. Yeah. Second kid doesn't exist.
Jay,
Mhm.
Where will you be on March 25th, 2029?
Hopefully not jail with Jared. That'd be bad.
Jared won't be in jail. That's the
Oh.
he can leave jail on the 24th. In 2029, he will be a free man. Though I guess he'll have to get a job, so maybe his life will go downhill.
Yeah,
That
good
point.
luck getting a job.
No, maybe
I
he
don't
can.
know. It could be like the Verizon guy, right? The Verizon guy went to Sprint, right?
Yeah.
You never know.
Jersey Mike's. We don't give a shit in Jersey.
Like they care about jail and burying people and anything like that.
Do you know how desperate in 2029 Quiznos is going to be?
That is the last remains. It's gonna be Quiznos is gonna be the last Quiznos is gonna be right next to the last Blockbuster. It'll be like the one shopping center of the last.
In Oregon.
Yeah.
Would it be
Blippy
kind of
will open up across the street.
Wouldn't it be kind of amazing though if he goes to Quiznos and Quiznos takes off because they have Jared and Subway's like, I can't believe getting rid of the pedophile
This
was
guy
the wrong
Clay.
move.
What next? Bill Cosby?
I used to touch kids, and then I started eating Quiznos subs, and I don't touch kids anymore.
I've yet to touch a kid since I've been touching a Quiznos.
Wow, marketing.
Touch a Quiznos, not a 6-year-old.
Their subs are hotter than the kids. They put them in the toaster oven.
Oh, wait a minute. Now we're getting into being a Jew. We don't want to talk about putting kids in a toaster oven.
I was talking about
Yeah.
sandwiches, but
When I want something young, I go for the lamb sandwich at Quiznos.
I don't even get that one.
Lamb young?
Are lambs? You're thinking of veal.
Lamb would be
Why would a lamb be
Isn't-
young?
Veal's a baby calf, right?
Yeah, but lamb isn't
Like
a
baby
baby
cow.
lamb.
isn't it baby sheep?
No.
No, I don't
What
think.
am
I thought those are two different animals.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Welcome to the least informed podcast on the internet.
Marc's a lamb toucher.
Listen, I thought lambs were. Now I can go fuck a lamb.
Did
I
you
didn't realize
think a lamb
they were
was a
of
baby
age.
baby sheep?
I don't know what I thought. I'm thinking of veal, obviously, but okay, fine. Veal. Have our veal sandwich. Fine, that's the correct joke.
The joke was over like 2 minutes ago.
My podcast, whatever. Listen, if anyone ever hears this, thank God no one will. I'll look stupid.
That's why
The
they have
podcast
editing.
gets recorded in the woods and nobody listens. Is it really a podcast?
So Martin, I'm not sure if I have anything else for Jared. He did have a very famous life for a long time. He's not such a good downfall, but he does get to spend all his free time kind of just doing whatever he wants. Seems like he's living a pretty like relaxed life. Works out, watches TV, doesn't have to work.
I
Wait.
guess. Well, I have to judge.
So I would
Yeah.
say Jared was obviously a nerd and got beat up a lot in high school. So
That's
he had a very short peak. He was a fat
Like
nerd
15 minutes.
who clearly
Yeah,
got
15 minutes.
picked on.
Well,
Yeah.
let's see.
Then he had like 5 years of Subway ads, and now he's in jail. So like it was a very short peak.
I want to say he has more than 5 years of I want to say he had like 15 years of peak.
No.
Maybe 10 years. He had at least 10 years.
Maybe 10. Definitely not.
I'll
15.
give you a 10, not 15. No.
I know at some point Subway took him off the ads and their sales sunk and they had to bring him back. And the sales went back up. So he had a lot of money.
Imagine needing that piece of shit to make you want to buy a sandwich. Like, even before
Yeah,
you
like-
knew he was a pedophile, like, that's your motivation for eating their shitty sandwiches?
Have you ever bought something because a pitch man told you to?
Never, not once. I don't think I've ever seen an ad and said I need to buy that product.
Oh, because Jay, so you were never a kid? Because basically my kids will buy anything they're pitched to. Anything the commercials like, you should buy this. My kids are like, I need that, Daddy.
Well, I didn't need commercials as a kid because in the 80s, the TV shows were the commercials. Like He-Man was
Exactly,
basically like
yeah.
a
Yes.
30-minute ad.
The toys that made us touched on that, right? Like
Yeah.
all those shows were
G.I.
divi-
Joe, Mask.
they were all marketing ploys.
Yeah.
They were good. I wanted to buy everything, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, but we actually like played with I feel like kids just want it and then they just like put it in the corner and collects dust these days. Like we actually play with our fucking toys.
Can you imagine though? You're like, I'm going back to Jared. Like, you can imagine you're some guy and like you're like, I'm like 350 pounds. You know, honey, I'm gonna cut out sugar. I'm gonna exercise. I'm gonna change my life. Oh wait, honey, this guy that used to be fat on the Subway commercial said I can just eat Subway. That's much easier.
That
I
sounds
bet you there are
legitimate.
people that did that, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I think a lot of people did that.
And it
I think
probably worked.
No, it doesn't.
mean-
have you looked at how many calories are in a Subway sandwich?
Well, if you eat like 6 inches and don't load it with shit on it.
If you eat 2 sandwiches a day, that's not like 2,000 calories. I think
try
they
and
just
eat
need to say 2
6-inch
sandwiches a day.
Subway sandwiches and not like be starving the entire day. There's like
I mean,
3
he-
slices of meat on those sandwiches.
And it's not even good.
The only thing that like fills you up is the tuna, and that's like 90% mayo.
Well,
Yeah,
you heard about the tuna thing, right? Like it wasn't even supposedly
Yes.
tuna.
Yeah, they found
And
like
then-
5 different animal meats in the tuna.
I think
Well,
it was lamb and sheep.
Allegedly. We don't want our future sponsor to sue us. But I'll tell you, according to Jared, he rose to fame in 1999. He claims he was eating 10,000 calories a day. He went down to 2,000 calories a day, and he was exercising. He said his lunch was a 6-inch turkey sub, a bag of baked potato chips, and a Diet Coke. For dinner, he had a foot-long veggie sub and a Diet Coke. And he made $15 million appearing in Subway advertisements.
That just shows you how many calories are in Subway, though. He had a veggie sub and a 6-inch, and that was 2,000 calories.
Yeah.
Freaking
Well, you know what?
veggie sub, which has no calories. That means the bread must have been, like you said.
Yeah,
low.
950 calories for the bread.
I don't know how much money he has left over, but I bet he's got $2 to $3 million left.
Yeah.
Jay, are you trading lifestyles with him in 2029?
Nope.
I agree. I as much as I want to make fun of us and all that, no, I would
No,
not trade. I would not want to
agree.
be a pound me in the ass prison because you know what? As a pedophile, look, I've never been there, but I would imagine he was not taken too kindly to mess with kids.
He
Yeah,
must
I'm
be
gonna-
separated. I think celebrities get to go to like the resort jail.
You think he gets the country club jail? This guy?
From what he's saying, how he gets to watch sports and read books, like it doesn't sound
Yeah.
like he's in general population.
Yeah. He's got he's not even like it looks like he's wearing shorts and a t-shirt. He's got a watch on. They have a picture of him. He looks like he has a tan. So he doesn't. Anyway, Jay, I agree with Martin. Your life is better than Jared Fogle. So congratulations, Jay.
This is the first time my life has won out on any comparison in this show.
Although I will say, if you were still in Astoria,
Mhm.
I might have voted the other way.
I might have voted the other way too. my Astoria lifestyle was not great. I'd be listening to 5 dogs in 3 different apartments and the live band next door and the subwoofer in the basement.
And the blown heat,
Yeah.
or the lack of, or whatever it was, right? You had all the temperature control issues.
Do you ever
Oh,
want to
yeah,
go by
yeah.
and see who lives there now?
I don't think they're trying to sell the building. The one apartment I was friends with left, so I don't have a contact there anymore, but the owner's trying to sell it. Jamie wants to know if we're excited for the Islanders game tonight.
They're playing?
Why? What is there something special about the game?
It's game 66 of 82.
Full disclosure, I was watching the Ranger game before I came on here.
I kind of just dropped hockey just because basketball, football, and baseball, and I just can't. I like hockey. I don't know. The Rangers probably are more fun to follow than the other 3 teams, so I don't. Than my Knicks, Mets, or Jets.
I mean,
Actually,
the
I was
Islanders have
watching
been
a little
making
bit
it
of the
farther
Nets
than
earlier,
the
too.
Knicks, but yeah, I don't know. Every couple of years, I drop a sport. I'm down to just basketball.
Well, you're down to just the Knicks. That's really.
Well, you were actually at 2. You were at curling up until about a week ago, and now it's retired for 4 years, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's what everybody does.
Well, no, I watched the curling World Games as well.
Wait, are the Olympics over? Did I miss that again? Shit.
I watched literally 2 minutes of the Olympics this year. 2.
Yeah, I feel like the Winter Olympics, generally
And
speaking,
I used to like them.
I liked them as a kid, but I feel like I just don't give a shit about them anymore. The Summer
I agree.
Olympics are at least kind of like they're also just more interesting. The Winter Olympics are like these go ski and shoot a gun and
I used to
whatever.
watch everything, but I feel like all the interesting sports, they don't even air. Every time I go on, it's just ice skating or
Yep.
speed skating, and that's it.
You have to stream if you're going to do it. And
Yeah,
that's a pain in
same
the
with
ass.
Summer Olympics. It's really like they show like 2 or 3 sports. It's like gymnastics and like
Basketball, they'll show.
they'll show basketball, but there's like 5 games.
And track. And then
should they do better sports? Like, how about we put you on an icy lake and the ice starts cracking and see if you survive? That'd be a cool winter sport.
How about the winter version of the floor is lava or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They have a professional tag leagues. I'd watch that.
They have slap fighting. I was listening to this on the radio this morning. They were talking about it.
Have you seen it?
What was that?
Have you seen it?
No, but it sounds. Have you?
Yeah.
No, but there was a movie about it.
There was.
Well, it was there's a movie about like it wasn't like about the league. It was about like these friends who had this ongoing competition, and every year they had to like they go to great lengths to slap each other.
No, that was tag.
Oh, it was tag.
That
tag.
wasn't
You're right.
slap
You're right.
fighting.
Oh, I've watched tag. That's on like ESPN the Ocho a lot. Like
There's really.
It's like parkour meets tag.
Yeah.
Like they have these setups, and it's me versus Jay or something, and we're running around, and there's like poles and obstacles, and you're playing tag.
I think if it was me and Martin running around, the ratings would go up because that would be hilarious.
I think we break the set.
I gotta say, anytime like that parkour stuff, when you see people do it, you're like, holy shit, that's pretty awesome. But
Yep.
I feel like we all watch it for the same reason you watch like NASCAR or something like that.
Yeah,
You really want to
injuries.
see it go wrong.
Yes.
We were in the other day. I was with my kids. We were in Central Park, and some guy seemed like to be practicing. There's like a giant rock near us, and he was practicing some kind of parkour stuff. And he made all his jumps, but I kept like kind of watching, being like, "Please let him break something. This would be so funny." I mean, not funny, but
Well, that's why slap fight. I imagine slap fighting's got to be funny, right?
Yeah, so basically they take turns slapping each other, but like there's this one guy who he's basically just punching people in the face and knocking people out.
It just
yeah,
sounds
I was
funny.
gonna say it sounds funny, but I feel like it's gonna be pretty vicious hits to the face that like it's not gonna be as funny.
Yeah, do they get knocked the fuck out?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Oh my
All the
god.
time. My favorite is there's this one sport where their left hand is handcuffed to a table, and they have to basically have a boxing match with one hand. And
So they're like fly swatting.
well, that and they're like 6 inches away from each other because it's a very small table. So it's like
Wow.
it's like MMA but with chained to a table.
It's like
What version of ESPN was this on?
I watch all these on YouTube.
Oh,
but tag is on ESPN. It really is
That's
on
pretty
ESPN too.
crazy.
And sometimes in the beginning of the pandemic, they were doing Tetris tournaments.
I watched that on
shit.
YouTube too.
It's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah,
Very
I-
but cool.
I would watch some of these things. I watched what I thought was so lame. I watched Cornhole, and I
It's
was like,
hard
oh
to watch.
yeah. I was like, well, they're all. I guess they're all really good at it. They make the shots, and this is not even remotely compelling. This is just boring.
It's kind of like watching slam ball or
Darts.
what's that other? That shit's funny though with the announcers.
Mm.
They get so into it, and the crowd's completely drunk off their ass. That's the only interesting thing about the dart stuff. Oh, he threw a 20 in the middle. Oh.
There are some things like ping pong. I could watch ping pong. They're fucking amazing.
That's pretty. Yeah, it's like
That's
Forrest
pretty
Gump.
cool. Yeah. That's just amazing. But some of the stuff is like, who gives a shit? Actually, have you watched? I've seen clips of pickleball. Like people who are really good at that.
That's actually impressive.
Yeah.
It's a weird. I play it.
Is that baseball
Okay.
with a pickle?
No, so it's on a smaller tennis court, and you're playing with sort of like a paddle that looks like a paddle from ping pong,
Mm-hmm.
with like a wiffle ball, essentially, a little harder wiffle ball, and it's actually it's one of the fastest growing sports in the country. I swear to God, like down south, it's huge because it's a warm weather sport.
I played it like twice. It's pretty fun.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be in shape to play it.
Yeah, that's like the big. It's really popular among the older crowd. Like it's old
Right.
people play it. But like, and you don't because you don't have to be that. You don't have to like run a lot. You have to just know how to hit the shots.
And how to volley. Yeah.
Yeah, how to volley basically.
Yeah. It's a fun game actually.
It sounds like badminton.
It's faster than that. Like, so if you watch pickleball on TV, it's like they're like dinking it and dinking it and dinking it, and then they start slapping at it real hard, and it's
even badminton's kind of cool because when you see that in the Olympics, because
Olympics, yeah,
they play a different level of game than a normal person would play.
yeah, that's not backyard gym in high school badminton.
Yeah.
What they play.
They should bring back Kill the Carrier. That was a good game we played growing up. Why don't they have that in the
I don't
Olympics?
remember that.
Never heard of
It
that.
was smear the queer, kill the carrier.
Nope, never heard
Kill
of
the
it.
carrier was the
Is
worst.
smear the queer appropriate?
No, it's not. It's like the
Oh,
left.
good.
It used to be called smear the queer. We called it kill the carrier. But basically, the idea was someone runs the ball and everyone just tackles the person until they throw the ball somewhere else.
So there's
That's
no winner. You just. Why would you want the ball?
Well, I don't know. There's no winners in life, Jay. He teaches you about real life.
I'd rather have Jared's life.
That sounds like a
Oh.
terrible game.
So I have a question for you guys. If you were going to, let's say you want to be involved in some kind of big plot, basically, some big terrorist plot in the United States,
Mhm.
and you were going to trying to cross the border to get into the United States,
Mhm.
what is the dumbest thing you could say?
I'm trying to do a terrorist thing. Can I come in?
I guess that would be the dumbest thing you could say.
I'm
But
definitely not here to commit terrorism.
so a Canadian man was coming to the U.S. And he told the border agents he was trying to visit an Ohio teenager whom he'd met, who he'd been communicating with over an encrypted app. And they flagged that for some reason. Oh, why are you coming to the United States? I met some teenager in Ohio on an encrypted app, and I want to see him in person now. Cool. Let's arrest you right now.
I couldn't even think of something that stupid.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. At least say Illinois, not Ohio.
Alabama.
Yeah. So him and two Americans were involved in a planned attack of the U.S. power grid. They were hoping, if Trump lost the election, they were hoping to shut down the U.S. power grid for a long period of time, which they hope would result in a race war. I'm not sure why losing power immediately gets people to go to a race war, but that was their theory.
Let's look back at the blackout of 2000, whatever it was.
2003. Yes.
Right.
Yes. During that time, I just killed everyone who was darker than me. I went crazy, but that was
or even lighter than me, which was like 3 people.
Me.
But they found out about this because this brilliant third person who came from Canada flagged officials by saying I was the encrypted app thing. I don't know. You could it's almost like there's whatever you do at the border, do not say you're coming to meet people you met on an encrypted app. Don't say it. Don't say it. There's this encrypted app and we have a plot. Anyway, can I come in your country?
Wow.
Maybe he thought Border Patrol wouldn't know what that meant. They're like, oh, sounds fancy. Come on in.
I mean, his whole plan was just a series of events that have nothing to do with each other that would not have strung together anyway.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Yeah. You're right. Well, yes. But anyway, he that was his goal, was to it came out recently, the whole plot, and it's nice that the people that wanted, at least some of the people that want to do a lot of damage to our country, are complete fucking morons.
True.
Well, that's the thing. The criminally insane do really stupid shit and eventually fuck it up. This guy fucked it up rather early in the game.
I saw a tweet earlier today that was saying that when they make zombie movies from now on, they have to make people that go right toward the zombies, because that's basically the society we live in at this point. And I was thinking that has potential to be a really funny movie. Like they can
Go right at him.
Yeah, but saying like zombies are a liberal hoax, or
yeah.
A zombie bite is just the same as a regular dog bite.
Did you ever see the Key and Peele zombie bit?
No,
I have not. I've heard about it though.
Okay, yeah, I'll tell Jay. So first of all, Key and Peele had some really funny bits, but their bit, they're like, they wake up in this zombie world of like The Walking Dead, and they're really scared, and they start to notice the zombies keep avoiding them. And no matter what they do, the zombies will not go near them. Yep. And they're like, these fucking racist zombies. It's such a funny bit.
It is funny. He has another movie coming out.
Yeah.
Does he?
They advertised it during the Super Bowl. Like, it looks like, God, what was it? It's one word, sort of like his first movie.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name.
I forget the name. I thought the first one he did, Get Out, was. Get Out. I really liked that. I was a huge fan. I don't know if you guys like that one.
It was good. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I thought
Totally
the second one, I can't remember the name of the second one. I thought the second one was fucking terrible.
I don't know if I saw it.
It was such a bad, poorly put.
I
It
don't
was
even think I knew there was a second. I thought this was the second one.
I
to be
think I
honest.
second
saw the
one-
second one. And I think it was bad. I don't remember.
the basic premise is that there's a society of doppelgangers that live underground.
Oh yeah,
Like
that
there's a
one was
version
bad.
of you
Yeah.
that lives underground, and all the doppelgangers came out from underground to replace us. So their
That sounds
goal
like
is,
the Upside Down in a sense.
yeah. So they all come here basically to kill their clone or their doppelganger. They're like, but anyway, underground there's all these doppelgangers that come out. It is a pointless, stupid. It was just such a dumb movie.
I thought like the
basically.
first half hour started off good, and then it got more and more ridiculous.
Right, like the premise is like interesting enough, but then like he just doesn't do anything with the premise. It just gets like, okay, they're gonna here to kill you, and you have to run from them, and there's no even good reason why you have doppelgangers. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
no even like just give me some plausible, stupid explanation.
Was
That
it
would be
supposed to be
helpful.
like Bizarro and Superman? Not that I'm a big comic guy. I'm really not. But like Superman's alter ego, was it supposed to be like a take on that in a sense?
Yeah, but like they didn't even do a one line like throwaway like, oh, it was like an evil scientist that made a lab and created doppelgangers or like something. Like there's no explanation. It was just
And it's a terrible movie, so you shouldn't say it. But there's like a twist. Basically, is the early in the movie, this girl in the movie when she's a kid is replaced by her doppelganger somehow, and her doppelganger's been living in the real world, and she's been trapped in the underground world. But even that, like, you're like, okay, that's great.
Yeah, it seems like it has no point.
The twist had no point. You're like, yeah, they don't seem that different, so I don't even understand
yeah,
like why
she
you made
acted
that
totally
twist.
good and normal until the plot was convenient for her not to be.
Yeah, exactly. Also, yeah. So I have a question. Do you guys like when you get your physical? Do you like getting weighed?
No, hate it.
I mean, you're asking two fat guys if they like getting weighed. No.
Well, would you
Unless if I bet on it, then I like it.
would you think it's appropriate to hand the doctor and go, listen, doc, I have a card for you, and you hand him a card that says, please don't weigh me unless it's really medically necessary. And then says, if you really
I wouldn't be
need my
against it.
if you really need my weight, please tell me why so that I can give you my informed consent.
That's a little bit far.
Is
But,
this like a
I
whole,
would, you know what I would hand him? Something that says this. Hold on. It says this. That's probably what I am. I'm just guessing, right? It just says that. 240 here. Just don't take it. This is what it is.
There's
I'd be all right with that.
there's an eating disorder
Price is
advocacy
Right
group
rules.
that is trying to make people feel better about their weight they've made these cards and distributed them. And so you can give the doctor this card, and the card knows, the doctor understands that you don't want to have your weight known right now.
We've really turned into a soft society.
I was just going to say, we are such pussies. Pussies, I say.
And the point they say is that for most of the time, the doctor doesn't really need your weight. So this is a good idea to have.
Doctor.
Yeah, and this way, people with eating disorders won't feel too bad about their eating issues. Won't feel bad that they'll be okay going to the doctor because they don't have to be weighed.
Do they have
You're
nice
going to the-
names like you're festively plump?
Yeah. Husky? Can we say that anymore? Husky? Remember the Husky department?
I didn't
Yeah,
see
can we
Peter
not
gets
say
involved.
husky anymore?
I
Is that
don't
like a
know.
that?
Ask Peter.
That is ridiculous. I'm sorry. This is just this is why we are one of the top 3 evil countries.
Yeah.
Because we can't even. You know what? You're fat. Too bad. Own it. Own it. That's why you're at the doctor probably because you're unhealthy.
Yeah. So anyway, if anyone needs a "Please Don't Weigh Me" card with a Brink of Sanity logo, Jay will just write to the show, and Jay will give you one.
I'll make it an NFT also.
That's a Patreon donation.
Oh yeah, I added stuff to the Patreon, by the way.
You add? Oh, tell us.
Yeah, so it's patreon.com/thebrinkofsanity. I added what I think is Bry's first recorded ever rant.
Ooh.
I
Ooh.
recorded the episode of our college radio show where we announced the school is closed the next day when it wasn't, and we got suspended. So that's a good one. And I uploaded. It's about It's about 20 minutes of us just taking call after call, telling everybody school's canceled. And then my first radio show before Bry, I uploaded the 2 episodes of that. So some good stuff
awesome.
on there now.
So if they join Patreon, they get access to this amazing material.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Whoa, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we do some questions? Because Andrew wrote some questions. We didn't do them last show.
Okay.
Let me find Andrew's questions. He said he made fun of me for not being able to find him last show, and I couldn't find him for the show either. Okay, Andrew writes, what annoys you more? Someone eating crunchy food loudly or someone eating with their mouth open?
Mouth open.
I'll say crunchy food loudly.
I'm going to settle this by going with Jay here, mouth open.
You can't help if the food's crunchy. The mouth open is completely avoidable.
So
I've never been annoyed by the crunchy food. But Martin?
Well, the whole thing, so maybe it's just because it's top. Yesterday, I'm sitting at the dining room table, and my daughter is just chomping like, and I wasn't looking at her. And it was just like nails across the chalkboard. I'm like, can you calm down? You sound like you're chewing cud over here. Like, cut it out.
You really do hate having kids.
They're actually good kids, but no, I'd rather not have kids.
My daughter was at the table. We're like, yeah. He's like, no, that's the end of the story.
That's the whole story. That's that.
My daughter was born.
Let me ask a good question for Martin. Okay, what annoys you more? Someone eating crunchy food loudly, or your daughter?
I can't. I'm gonna go to hell if I say crunchy loud food.
This will be the one episode.
My daughter eating crunchy loud food.
She's like, oh, Daddy was on a podcast. Let me try an episode. It'll be this episode.
Dad, I'm really into the podcast. This is amazing. I didn't know you did one. Dad,
I'm dancing on the pole because your podcast episode.
Exactly. Oh, I wish I had this T-shirt my stepfather got me. It's appropriate to that. Like, get away from my daughter or something like, keep your head. It's funny. One of those funny.
My
shirts.
daughter's pole dancing, and all I got was this stupid shirt.
Yeah, exactly. All I got was this Subway sandwich.
Andrew writes, how many Twitch points is it to get Jay to get a Drake tattoo on his arm? So, Jay, is it on Twitch right now? Are we on Twitch?
Yeah, so the longer you watch our Twitch stream, twitch.tv/crumpledbacon. We're also on youtube.com/TITOWAJ, and we're on Discord. The link is on the Twitter, which is Brink of Sanity 3, and Facebook. Yeah, the longer you're in the Twitch room, the more points you get, and you can turn them in for us to do stuff, and there will never be enough points for me to get a Drake tattoo.
Do the points matter, though?
No, it's like 20 points, anyway, like we take a sip of a drink. Or,
doesn't something equal money? Or people donate money?
Those are subscriptions. You could subscribe on Twitch, then you don't get ads, and everyone gets a free subscription per month if they have Amazon Prime. So you can subscribe to us if you have Amazon Prime for free. You get no ads, and it helps out the show.
Yeah. So if you want to help the show for free, you can do this. It helps the show in some way.
We get $1.
So Jay, what would people have to do to get you a Drake tattoo?
There's no. That's like my least favorite person on the planet. There's no. I'm
Drake?
Not getting it. Yeah, I hate Drake. I thought Drake was.
None of the Kardashians trump Drake.
I thought the comedian dating Olivia Munn would be your least favorite person.
I mean, he's not on my
John Mulaney
good list right now, but I thought Drake was actually a practical joke for about 5 years. I was like, nobody likes this guy. This has to be a joke, and then I realized no, like he actually has a huge following, and
especially in Canada.
Yeah,
maybe he was the guy who was trying to come over.
I'm just trying to meet a teenager from Ohio I met on an encrypted app. Aren't you Drake? Yeah, I am Drake.
Didn't I see you at a Raptors game?
Or a Cavs game, or a Lakers game, or
or whoever's good.
Yeah, whoever's rooting for that year.
Yeah. Don't you make shitty rap songs? I do. That's me.
Because the first time I ever saw Drake was that Sprite commercial where he didn't know how to rap his own name until he drank Sprite, and I'm like, this has to be a joke, because I had no idea who he was when that commercial was out.
I probably couldn't pick him out of the lineup. I know who he is, but if you tell me 5 random entertaining.
He has like one song. He has many songs, but at least one of them was like kind of catchy. Actually, I mean, he has some catchy beats or hooks, whatever. I don't like him, but like I can see how like he's popular. I think my daughter was singing one of his songs once.
Oh God, disown her.
Andrew,
and I'm wrong about kids.
I seriously, that just solidified it. Martin's right.
Andrew writes, we need Marc to have a quest similar to Jay running for president. We should try and get Marc to represent the United States in something really bizarre like Ultimate Frisbee.
You should. I went through
that's
a whole
that's a
campaign
good sport to watch, by the way.
Honestly, if you guys told me we needed to train for Ultimate Frisbee, I'd be down with that. That'd be just a fun thing to train for.
I mean, I went through an entire campaign to run for president for this podcast. The least you could do is do something like that.
You got interviewed by the Daily News about this? What paper was it? Or the Post?
The Post.
What?
Yeah. Jay was interviewed by the New York Post for his presidential run.
You didn't know about this, Martin?
His picture was in the paper for this.
Yeah, it was,
page 6?
It was literally in the paper and on their website.
They featured some non-traditional candidates for president, and Mr. Brink of Sanity, which was what Jay was running under, was one of the candidates they featured. There's a picture of Jay along with some other.
It's my Facebook background, but
yeah.
Oh, is that? How did they do? Like, were they just like scouring the internet for podcasts?
No, I registered to run for president, and I registered under the name Mr. Brink Sanity. And
it's really easy to register to run for president. I mean, like, to actually get on the ballot's hard, but you could register really easy.
And this guy emailed me. He's like, "Oh, I'm from the Post. I want to interview you." And I thought it was fake, so I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And he wrote, "Okay, how about tomorrow?" And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." And then he calls, and I had like an actual interview. And then he's like, "I'm going to send a photographer to your job," and I still didn't believe it. And then at noon the next day, like, a guy calls me up. He's like, "Yeah, I'm here for the photo shoot." And I was like, "Holy shit, this is actually real."
I could even.
If you Google "Meet the New York Nobodies," that comes up right away. Me for president.
I'm gonna do it now.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Do it live.
We'll do it live. This was 2016 campaign, right?
Yeah, this is 2016.
So I have to say the country would have turned out a lot better if Jay had won.
Guys should have voted for me.
I don't know if every election, but I think 2016 would have been Jay would have been a better call.
I think a lot of people would agree with that.
I think most people would have given you the in 2020 hindsight. I think most people prefer you over Hillary for the Democratic nomination.
I also agree with that. Yeah. We also had one more Twitter question. I think you.
Andrew writes, top 3 countries. We did that one already.
Steve writes.
By the way, you were arguing with someone. You posted that Louis C.K. is a top 5.
Yeah, I was going to bring this up.
And someone is like, in like what bizarre world? Like, I feel like it's like pretty well established. He's one of the all-time greats.
I mean, Twitter is the place to go if you want to get into an argument about literally anything.
I mean, he's not like I guess he's not like a George Carlin like the more.
He could have been.
But yeah, like Richard. I mean, Louis C.K. I think is one of the all-time greats.
I mean, I've seen both live. I've seen Carlin and Louis C.K. live, and I would put Louis C.K. ahead of him.
So I was talking about this the other night with one of our mutual friends, and I said he's been disarmed and he's not funny anymore. That's my theory on Louis C.K.
I mean, have you watched his last 2 specials?
I don't think they're as good as he used to be. I really don't. Like, I thought he was so like I would drop everything to watch his old stuff. He's not like Chappelle now, where Chappelle's unwatchable.
So I thought, so I thought his most recent special that just came out in the last 6 months. I thought there was a bit about what's the movie Good Will Hunting, which I thought was hilarious.
It's so funny.
It was overall it was an uneven. It wasn't the best. I thought especially did before that. I thought it had some hilarious moments.
See, I remember a special he did right before he got in trouble or whatever. From start to finish, it was nonstop laughter. I don't think he can do that. I don't think he's that caliber anymore. I don't know why. Maybe it's just he's been around. But I feel like Bill Burr, he could do that, right? I could laugh at him the whole way through. And
Bill Burr's my number 1 all time.
Right?
Wait, Bill Burr hasn't done a comedy special in a while, right?
It's been like.
But if he were to, it would be
months.
awesome.
No. I'm just more like I'd like him to do another special. I feel like he was doing one like every 2 years or so, and there hasn't been a special, and maybe because of COVID, but he hasn't.
It's been about 2 years, so he's probably due soon.
No, Bill Burr, I think is awesome. Well, I like Louis C.K. better than Bill Burr, but Bill Burr's great also. George Carlin. What I'd say for George Carlin is that like George Carlin, Richard Pryor, they were kind of the originators. They're the OGs.
You may not have the other guys without those two.
It's true, but if you go back and listen to them, like it's very hit or miss.
I agree. George Carlin, very hit or miss. There's enough hilarious stuff there, but because he's like one of the all-time like originator, one of the all-time originators, like he set the precedent for other people. You give him that basically.
Yeah.
If you're just saying laugh for laugh, Louis C.K. probably beats him.
So
yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
I was gonna just switch topics unless you want to add.
No.
Do you guys want to finish up the truths and a lie?
Yeah, I was just gonna finish the questions first.
Oh, do the questions. Yeah.
Steve writes, "Will the world be a less confusing place when we get back to calling the whole Eastern Europe Russia again?" Too soon.
I wanted it to be called USSR. I was more used to that.
So yeah, if we're gonna do that though, do we get to divide Germany up again and have East and West Germany?
Can we build a new wall with LED panels on it?
And Stuart writes, a couple episodes ago, he wrote to us about the current UFO developments, and he said that the government has released an official report admitting that the anonymous crafts are in the skies daily. Things are traveling through the air, sea, and space with impunity. They seem to have particular interest in our nuclear weaponry and water. While the media has their heads up their arses, Congress will be passing actual legislation. Actually, we missed this email last time, so it was by the end of 2021. There will be billions in funding and new offices studying the phenomenon with regular public reporting in 2022. They even mentioned a brand new office to tackle UFO crash retrievals and back engineering the retrieved tech. Yet literally nobody's talking about this. The media or public's lack of interest is fucking mystifying, yet I'm being asked to click on someone's cat video. Look up Nimitz UFO.
I'd rather just throw a cat in the air and call it a UFO.
So look up what?
Nimitz, Nimitz UFO encounter.
Okay. So my understanding is the government released sometime, I guess it was last year, a report on basically UFOs, unidentified flying object sightings, by like military, like members of like the U.S. military or other reports, and most of them were like somewhere they could explain, some things they couldn't explain, and that was it. There was no conclusion. There's no conclusion that there's aliens, just that someone saw something, and if he saw that, we don't really know what it is.
I think there are, and even if the government admitted it, I think the media would ignore it.
So I think we did for 2020 and 2020. First we had COVID, then we had the vaccine and COVID, people going crazy, and that was getting old. So 2022, we're going to have World War III. 2023 is when the aliens are coming. So we have to let the World War III thing play out, and then the aliens will be here next year.
It fits the timeline.
Yeah, you need something interesting for each year.
I'm ready for aliens. I'm ready for an anal probe here or there.
Kaijus in 2024.
So if you woke up in the morning and it was announced, we've confirmed there are aliens, we've seen them, and they've landed somewhere in, I don't know, Kansas. And we're gonna, you hear all this, would you go to work that day?
Sure.
Yeah, just go about your day.
What did the aliens do?
No, I'm just saying the aliens are here. Like life as you know it may completely change very soon. And you're like, okay, I gotta finish that report.
I'd go to work, but as soon as we started shooting at the aliens for no reason, I would go home.
That's when shit gets real. Like, but if like an alien came down, it's like, okay. But if the alien's like gonna bust a cap in your ass,
no, I can see the alien going, we come in peace, we just want to share our technology with you, and Americans just like shooting at it.
Well, that especially in Kansas.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a red state, right? Yeah.
They would land and they'd be like, oh, we have all this great technology, we want to come in peace, and they'd be greeted by some guy in Kansas be like, what are you, a fag?
Yeah.
And that's where we go downhill.
No, they would come down and say they have good sandwich technology.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. We toast our subs better than Quiznos.
They would say, bring us to your leader, and based on our understanding of your country, Jared Fogle, bring us to Jared Fogle.
They're like, we don't
And
like
That's what they've been
turns out-
training. That's what they've been training him in jail to be. The alien
That's why
leader.
he's in such great shape. But they're like, it turns out we have to. It's like the movie The Rock where they get Sean Connery out of prison. They have to
Yes.
get Jared Fogle out of prison to like fight the aliens.
That sounds like a movie we need to make. It's got to be better than Pam and Tommy. Although I do like Pam and Tommy for the Sharknado aspect of it.
So that
No,
Pam
is
and
that- is
Tommy
that-
movie, they're going under the assumption that they did not leak their own sex tape.
I don't know if you want. Well, I'm on episode 6. There's 8 episodes.
Oh my
just so
God.
you know,
Am I?
which is ridiculous.
So I was.
Is it
I'm-
good?
Yeah. Should I watch it?
Did you like Sharknado?
I didn't watch Sharknado, but I know the idea, general idea. Like it's a cheesy.
It's cheesy. It has a. You know what they play into like the internet is new. Ha ha ha! Look how long it takes to get on a website. Ha ha ha! That's funny. Look, he's wearing flannel. You know, it's like
You're
all
really not
90s.
talking this up.
It's okay, but if you're already pot committed, you got to finish it. And my wife and I are already 6 episodes in, so we'll finish the 2.
Okay.
It's no Ozark, and it's no.
Ozark's pretty good this season. I'm halfway through the new season.
So I'm not gonna. But Ozark
rid of
gets
it,
even better. That's like, and then we're waiting for 6 episodes. But
Yeah, I knew there's a second half of it but
it's no Ozark. Let's just put it that way. It's stupid, but it has some funny moments. But no, you know, I wouldn't go diving out of bounds to go watch it.
Hey Jay, how do you feel right now in the sense of this is the time I normally make you start the show, and we're an hour into the show?
Yeah, if we could always do it at this time, I feel like the show would increase in not popularity, but quality about 200%.
What do you mean? Oh, we start
I normally make Jay start. I know you seem to, Martin. Maybe you have figured out how to make your kids whatever. I
They're
don't know.
afraid of me. That's all.
I usually have to start late because of the kids. And like the early, like once in a while I'll start, like I've been trying to like start like 8:45. Like that's my big.
I see.
But
I can see that.
They went to their grandparents tonight to stay over. And so I had more free time, so we started early.
Well, they're off from school this week, right?
Yeah, they're off from school.
Yeah. So they were at my parents earlier in the week, but I promised them I'd play Uno with them afterwards. So that was the bribery I gave them.
Okay.
So
I always
all right, we'll leave you alone.
I don't tell them about the podcast. I just tell them I have a work thing I'm doing in the basement. And my son is like, my son thinks I'm too, if they're trying to go to bed, he thinks I'm too loud doing an actual work call. Like
Right.
my office is like near their bedroom.
So
So
they can hear you. Yeah.
yeah. So like I've done like a work call and my son will start screaming and because it's like a night work call. And I'm like, I can't even do a work call. I can't do it if they're going to, but anyway, so like, I just tell them I'm going to do a work call, doing some kind of work downstairs. And they leave me alone.
Well, you know what? They listen to some podcasts and they like my son's into video games, my daughter's into Barbies. So they know what a podcast is. They just don't know what the topics are. Like my lack of fondness for children and all that. They don't understand that. They don't know that's what the topic might be. So Jay, you had a question though. What was the question? You were asked, oh my God, what'd you just ask us? I don't think we answered the question.
No, it was about the aliens. It was about what do you guys think about the aliens? That was it, right, Jay?
Or was it about
didn't
doing the show earlier?
Yes. I forgot what it was. Oh, my bad.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm
I
just saying
asked Jake.
it's
I
nice.
noticed it was 9:05, and I was like, "Oh, this is when we normally start the show." So it's like,
Yeah, it's nice not doing the show half asleep. I'm usually like showering in my pajamas and like okay, now I gotta pretend to be awake for the podcast.
Well,
I
I
always-
went racial and I just had black coffee, so that's how I stayed awake. Have black coffee.
I had Captain Morgan.
I like my coffee like I like my people, Hispanic.
Irish. I like an Irish coffee. Those are good.
Hey, Mr. C joined the room. He said, "You guys, were you ever worried you might get called up for selective service? If we go to war with Russia and you get called up, would you go or find an excuse to avoid it?"
So
Do you think-
I was not worried because I have bad vision, and so they would never take me.
So are we old enough that we wouldn't normally be drafted? Because
Correct.
like, are you? Because once you are no longer eligible to be drafted, you're like, fuck yeah, we should have a draft. Everyone should go because I'm no longer qualified to go.
No, 18 to
Definitely
30
too
would
old.
be like draft age.
What age?
18 to 30.
Okay, so I just turned 43, so yeah, send everyone. Let's do it.
I mean,
I will.
well, he's asking if we
ahead,
were ever worried, and
I was
yeah.
when I was a kid.
yeah,
But they didn't have a draft when we were a kid.
no, but they
No,
we
but
started,
when we learned about it,
Well,
I was like, holy
when
shit.
we learned about it, and then like 2 years later, we started a war with Iraq. So I'm like,
yeah.
what if we start losing, and then they ask me to go?
Didn't we have to register when you were 18 in case they ever do a draft again?
Yeah,
Was
and
there
then
some
when
kind
we
of...
were 21, we started a war. So yeah, I was a little worried.
Yeah, so I would be like, yeah, can you imagine it's like a Vietnam situation or Iraq with a draft? I'd be fucking very worried.
Like, I wonder, like, I couldn't imagine what it was like the Dodge, right? Like what Dodgers did, like draft Dodgers. Like,
well, I mean, I would fake more injuries than Ben Simmons if there was a draft.
Yeah, once I found out they don't like people with bad vision, I was all right. I was in the clear.
Mm-hmm.
So
we never, like, obviously Iraq, like in Vietnam, everyone was fucking scared, and some people thought it was right to go, some people thought it was not right to go, and the whole war was complete bullshit anyway. Iraq was kind of like something that exists in the background. We're like, yeah, they convinced some hicks from the Midwest to go, but it's not something I'm worried about because my life's not really affected by it.
I feel like that's the most patriotic the country ever was in our lifetime.
Is Vietnam?
No.
Iraq. Oh, I'm thinking along the lines of the most, like, we all lived war in Vietnam or any previous war because we all were like a part of it. Whereas Iraq, we were like, yeah, here's an American flag, and I can pretend I can not give a shit about it because it doesn't involve me because I don't have to be involved.
Well, like Vietnam, half the country did not want to go.
If not more.
Yeah, probably more than half the country. Iraq, everyone's like, yeah, fuck Iraq.
Yeah, it was like Saddam Hussein's evil. F that. I'm going to wear a yellow ribbon and a flag and all that stuff.
Maybe we're getting a little too dark here, by the way, if you don't want to be too serious.
I don't know. They had baseball card. Topps had a freaking Iraq set. I have it.
I sold it on eBay about 6 months ago.
Oh, you had it? It was Schwarzkopf in the set. Remember him? Yeah.
Okay, here's a question. How different is what we did in Iraq and what Putin's doing in Ukraine?
It's a little different because we just wanted to bomb it and then leave. I think he wants to bomb it and stay.
We didn't seem like we wanted to leave.
Yeah.
We were there for over a decade.
I think the difference is... Sorry, Mark. Go ahead.
Neither country attacked the other country. Both countries are claiming the other country is a threat to them. Putin is claiming that we've been arming Ukraine for a long time. He's claiming that this country is a threat to them. He wants them to give up their weapons and declare themselves no longer a threat, basically.
Right.
We kind of said Iraq had these weapons that we made up, and
well, that's why U.S. was in my top 3. Anyway, let's do your truths and a lie.
Yeah. Let's switch over. Okay. So 3 truths and a lie.
Okay.
And I wrote this a while ago, so I don't actually remember which one was the lie.
It's great.
First
hard to play that game.
The first one. LAPD officers ignore robbery in progress to catch Snorlax in Pokemon Go. So police officers ignore a robbery to play Pokemon.
What date was this article?
Wow, look at this. Jay just turned into a lawyer.
Well, no, I mean, if it was
I'm not giving you Jay, you're not getting extra facts.
If this was the height of the Pokemon craze, then that one's believable. If this was Jay, 6 months ago, I'd be like, everybody already has Snorlax. I have 4 of them on my phone.
Jay, the day of this article is before now. Okay.
When will then be now?
It happened before now. Okay. Number 2. A business aimed at anti-vaxxers is offering a vitamin D extreme protection treatment that involves going out to the desert in California and Arizona, spending 48 hours laying out in the sun to soak up enough protective vitamin D. They claim this vitamin D protection is stronger than the vaccine and will have the benefit of not requiring multiple boosters. This business was, of course, in the news because one of the founders has died of COVID.
Sounds like Aaron Rodgers shit.
So yes, so a lay out in the sun vitamin D protection scam. Number 3, also an anti-vaxxer thing. Desperate anti-vaxxers in Italy are paying people who are COVID positive $150 for dinner so they can get infected from those people.
That one has to be real. That's too stupid.
Number 4, a famous Czech singer purposely caught COVID to avoid the vaccine and has now died of COVID. There was
I don't believe it. There's no such thing as a Czech singer.
This is, by the way, all these were, I think, near the height of Omicron when they got all these stories. Yeah. So which one? Three anti-vax, three COVID-related stories, and one. I guess I shouldn't put three COVID stories together. And one Pokemon story.
I'm
So
gonna
what's
go with
real?
the laying in the sun one being the fake story.
Vitamin D.
Yeah. So we're both agreed.
Yeah, I gave too many details on that one, huh?
Yep, that's why I committed with it.
Yeah.
Well, no, you got me.
You oversold it.
I did. I oversold it.
You got me at desert because I figured like people would just be dying if they spent 48 hours there.
There was like a real story somewhat related to this, but not this version of the story. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Number. I think there's two of them. I think I didn't do this other one on the show either. This is a cast iron museum is being built in Tennessee that includes an 18-foot cast iron pan. So, new museum that has cast iron, a gigantic 18.
So the museum is just like an ode to cast iron.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Where is this in Tennessee? You said
Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee.
This is why my wife wants to go to Tennessee this summer. She's a big cast iron fan. All right, continue.
A woman is suing the ABC and the producers of Shark Tank for $100 million because she says that the show convinced her husband to sell their house and start an ice cream business that failed.
All right, that's a pretty good one.
Number 3. A doctor has been barred from practicing medicine after he would do transplants with patients and put his initials on the transplant.
What, like he like put in a new liver and he would put like JR on the liver?
Yeah, it's like you sign a painting. He would sign his name.
A heart with an arrow through it.
Yeah.
That's
last, a mom was arrested after she took her son to a COVID testing site, but had him in the trunk because she thought he was positive with COVID and wanted to make sure they were separated. They were make sure she was being safe by keeping him in the trunk.
And then they went to the drive-in theater afterwards.
Yeah. So a giant cast iron museum in the middle of the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
A woman suing Shark Tank because it convinced her husband to start a dumb business. A doctor who initials his livers and his liver transplants, and a mom who put her son in a trunk to be COVID safe.
I'm not going to get this right as much as the last one.
This is a tough one. Yeah,
this one's harder. All right, Jay, you go first.
I'm gonna.
By the way, I may have shortened the description of one of them because I realized that it was a giveaway, but I had too long of a description.
I'm gonna go with the trunk.
So I was good. Oh my God, what was it again? It was I wasn't gonna go with the trunk.
Can you read them again to you?
Yeah, real quick. Sorry.
So the cast iron museum in the Midwest.
I believe that.
The woman suing Shark Tank for
I believe that
bad business. The guy initialing
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
One's
and the mom. Yes, I beat you both. It was the Shark Tank ones I made up.
Really good one.
Yes.
That was my second guess. Yeah. No, I figured
That's so believable.
I figured the initials had to be real.
It is believable. Can you believe someone actually was initialing the transplants?
I can actually. That's the sad.
Doctors are full of themselves. That seems, you know what? In retrospect, they're little pricks.
That would have been my last guess, to be honest.
Really? Yeah. I guess. Yeah, that was a stupid guess on my part. The cast iron thing sounds so America, right?
Yeah.
There's a picture of in the article of a giant 18-foot like cast iron pan. It's like it was being driven to the museum. You're like, what the fuck's wrong with people?
I'm telling you, my wife would if she wants to go to Dollywood this summer. For I don't know why, but she does.
That's probably fun. I don't know.
It's a long drive.
That's just
you're gonna drive, not fly.
I don't want to get. I would fly, but it really screws with my ears. I lose my hearing and shit. It just sucks.
Oh, okay.
But no, we would drive it and do a bunch of different stops along the way.
Is that a Dolly Parton museum?
No, it's an amusement park. It's
but
actually
it's connected to Dolly Parton though, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So why wouldn't you just drive an hour and go to Six Flags?
That's what I said. So I will quote a famous cartoon character. That's what I said. Just saying. I did say that. It's fun. No, it's not. Adventureland's right up the road. Let's go.
Exactly.
I might have to cave. We do have to go somewhere. I'm tired of being cooped up in this freaking house.
That's 'cause you have
We're doing a
kids.
big.
I'm not
we're
tired
doing a
of my
big-
apartment.
So Jay, what did you say?
I said this because you have kids. I'm not tired of my apartment.
It's new too. It's new to you.
Martin, just switch with Jay. Jay, go live with Martin's kids.
Hell no.
They're not that bad.
I'm sure they're not. It's just I'd rather live.
No,
with
but
both
no,
kids.
I agree with you. Don't.
We haven't gone really anywhere either, but we have a big. We're going to Hawaii in April. It's gonna be
Oh,
a big
nice.
weekend.
You go on
Yeah.
like 5 vacations a year though.
Yeah, but since COVID, it's been down to like 4, Jay. So I don't know.
Oh,
Feels so bad.
only
for you.
4.
No, we haven't. I guess we do. We do. Jay, when's the last time you've been on vacation? You don't go on vacation, Jay.
I'm gonna go on a 3-day getaway to Rhode Island in June, and then I'm gonna go to Thailand in October.
Jay does these big trips to Thailand also. So like,
Well,
yeah.
for good reason.
Yeah, my new job, like the hours accrue, and so like I couldn't take any days off for like 6 months because like
Okay.
I started off with nothing.
How much do they give you? How many days off do you get actually in like a year?
Like 15. It's not a lot. And
It's kind of low.
and the trip is like gonna be 10 days, so
Oof.
not a lot.
Do
You
you
didn't
get?
bank a lot though in the beginning with this COVID shit.
No, because I started this job in August.
Is there a way to like you get promoted to like is the next level up? Get an extra week?
Yeah, at some point you get either 20 or 23. I don't remember. It's 5 years or like a management position, I think.
5 years isn't that long to go up to that level. That's not horrible.
Right.
I thought it was so. Last show we start the show off. Jay, right before we were going to show, Jay's just like, working sucks. I was like, yeah. He's like, I don't dislike my job, just working. It's like, yeah, it does,
It's in
Jay.
the way of fun.
I was like, got no solution for you.
Yeah, I feel like I
It's
spend
like classes got in the way of college.
I spend 75% of my week like either going to work, being at work, getting ready for work, like
Thinking
winding
about
down
work.
from work. It's like
So you really want to enjoy that other 25%, and like 15% of that, it's like sleeping,
yeah,
or probably more.
yeah, exactly. Or watching like Perfect Strangers reruns,
So I mean,
which I
You
was
know,
doing last night.
boss, if I could have an extra day, like if I can work like 80% of the time, I'd have more Perfect Stranger times. Like I have to get through Perfect Strangers. Like I have to move on to like.
I need some more Marklin Baker time.
I'm only on season 4 right now. There's 8 seasons.
I know you're gonna go right into Family Matters.
I don't know if I
What
can
show-
handle Family Matters. That show got real bad real quick.
It
Yeah, I
was.
think
It was okay at times.
Yeah.
What about Step by Step?
You know,
You only watched-
that
you
was on a
watched that
little
for only
later,
one
so
reason.
I only watched like the first 2 seasons and I liked it. But then, like, I think it was like senior year of high school and then college, so like I ended up not watching the rest of it.
I'll give you shows that you should binge actually. And I think actually better than Perfect Strangers. You should binge Golden Girls, Cheers, and All in the Family.
Hulu just added Golden Palace, which was the Golden Girls spinoff.
The spinoff.
That was-
yeah.
That was really bad
Horrible.
though.
Don
Horrible.
Cheadle.
Yeah,
Is Don Cheadle in that?
Don Cheadle and
That was his
Cheech.
first big break.
Yeah, that was really bad. I really like Golden Girls. I thought it was a really funny show.
That show, it's on my. We tape rolling 10 episodes. It's on like 5
Yeah.
channels now.
Mhm.
It is still. My wife loves that show. Like, actually, I'm not drinking out of the mug that she has, but
You should stream
There-
it because they
such a good show.
they take out two minutes per episode for extra commercials on syndication.
Yeah. Because
Really,
there's
really?
some.
They do that for every
There-
show. Yeah, when it's on
I feel like
syndication, they cut out 2 minutes. That's why Seinfeld didn't go on reruns for like an extra year because
Oh, wow.
Jerry wanted to approve every line that was cut out of every episode.
Oh, that's annoying.
wow.
So if you buy the DVD or you watch it on streaming, you get those 2 minutes back.
I feel like most shows, like when you watch when you're a kid, like Who's the Boss, Growing Pains, there really wasn't like they were called comedies, but you never laughed. There was no actual funny part of the whole show.
It was like you'd smile or like nod once in a while. That was about it.
And I enjoyed the shows, but like they weren't funny.
Yeah.
Golden Girls, you can go back and watch right now.
Shit's funny.
It's fucking funny. They had real jokes that were hilarious.
You know, Soap is another one like that too.
Mm-hmm.
I never watched Soap, but
Soap.
Same writers.
Yeah. So.
Oh, is the same writers? Oh,
Yeah,
maybe I should watch
Susan,
that.
what's her name? Harris, and all that. She's Benson, another one.
Oh, I watched Benson. That was good. I wish I'd watched. I've watched some All in the Family. I haven't watched enough of it. That one I bet would be really funny to go back to.
Until they adopt the kid, and then you got to stop.
Yeah.
And then they did a spin-off where it's like Archie's Bar, and you could skip that too.
Oh God, that Archie's Place was horrible. But you know, it's funny, like because of our age, I watched the Jeffersons first because that was what was on in reruns.
Right.
Same, yeah.
So I still think that has its moments.
Yeah. Probably one of the better spin-offs.
I want to make a public service announcement while we're doing the show.
Okay.
So this is a PSA. So I want to direct this to autocorrect, the people that make autocorrect. I never meant to say ducking. In fact, please autocorrect ducking to fucking in the future because I never am ever going to write the word ducking. Okay? Thank you, autocorrect.
Seriously, it's so frustrating.
Holy shit.
I just finished ducking my spouse.
The worst
Actually,
is when you
hold on a
correct
second.
Maybe that's correct. No, the worst is when you correct it and then it corrects it back a second time, and then I just want to throw my phone against the wall.
Oh, it's just like it fights you on it. They're like, no, you didn't.
Yes.
You want to say
Or-
you don't curse. I know you.
Or you keep hitting enter and you're like, damn it. And you do it again and you hit enter. Damn it. No. And then you keep like, fuck. You throw the phone.
It's also, I feel like autocorrect goes out of its way to make your sentence, like whatever you write, like not make sense. Like it's almost like they should
Grammarly.
combine with that Grammarly, yes, so they can figure out what a fucking sentence looks like because they always autocorrect to make everything sound terrible.
Yeah, I was actually tempted to completely turn off autocorrect because it changes everything I try.
Everything.
I type pretty good, so I don't make a lot of typos, and it keeps changing all my shit.
I have it off.
Yeah.
I was tired of it.
Yeah.
I feel like it corrects enough. Yeah, I don't turn it off. I also don't know how to turn it off. That's the other thing.
That's why I didn't turn it off. I went to turn it off, and I'm like, I don't know how, so I guess it'll just stay on forever.
I'm like, how many articles am I gonna read on the iPhone to figure this out? I'm not a programmer. I can't figure out how to turn off autocorrect.
I literally had the rant Marc had, and I was like, I'm fucking turning this thing off. I'm gonna find it because I was tired of it, like with the stupid squiggly. You know what? I don't care if I misspell something. Someone's gonna know what I'm, if I fat fingered because I have, a fat fucking finger. But it's okay. I still want to type fucking.
I also, some reason, I know the difference. Like I know what you're and you are. I know the difference, but every time they somehow autocorrect makes me write the wrong one every time. I don't know. They're
Most
like
people
from
don't.
America.
That's one of
Yeah,
my
this-
biggest pet peeves. Most people don't know that one.
I feel I'm like I always know, but I get it wrong all the time because somehow autocorrect's always like, hey, you want this one because we know you're a fucking moron. Thank you, autocorrect.
You're welcome with the YOUR is the most douche and cringing thing when people write it. I can't take it.
I hate it.
I hate it also because I'm like I know that I'm not a
What's worse, doing that or sharing a meme that has that mistake in it?
That
It's
B.
It's like you saw the incorrect meme and then you still shared it.
I mean, the meme's got to be really good if you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And
Or
no
at least
meme
put
is
a
that good.
disclaimer up top. This is funny. I know they spelt that wrong, but
Yes.
yeah. I know the grammar mistakes in there. I'm just letting you know. I'm not a moron.
This is for the joke.
I'm not DUM.
So you guys into Wordle?
Yeah, I'm doing
I know
well.
what it is, but I've never played it. No.
So that's gonna
Okay.
die in about. So well, let's figure out when that fad dies.
So just in case anyone's listening that doesn't know what it is, just a quick explainer. It's five.
Oh.
It's
5 letters. So you have to guess a 5-letter word, and you just have to randomly start with a word, and it tells you whether you have the letter correct and if it's in the right place. And then you keep going down until you figure out what the word is. You get 6 shots
tries,
at it.
yeah.
some tech guy made it for his girlfriend or wife or something, whatever it was. Apparently, it's taken off. He sold it, made a lot of money.
Sold it to the Times, made a ton of money.
Yeah, and the issue with the game really is there's a finite he doesn't reuse the same 5-letter word, so there's a finite number of 5-letter words. So I think the game is going to run out sometime in 2024 or 25 or something. Because it has to run out at some point.
I think it's like, remember Words with Friends was like a big thing. No offense if everyone's still playing it, but like I was playing that every day, right? And then I was playing Scramble with friends and all those games, right? All those Zynga games, right? This thing is going to die. Will it die in 3 months, 6 months, or a year? That's the question.
3.
So I came out with a version of Wordle, my own version. It's 1-letter words. I was done really fast.
It's a letter.
I was like, well, it's just been 2 days, Mark. What's your next word? Fuck. Sorry.
Yeah, I give it 3 months. People have short attention spans with these things.
Yep.
I guess it's a clever idea, but
I lost once.
Dude was so smart though. He, you know what? $5 million sold.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yep.
He knew.
I missed one word once, and I was so mad.
Oh, you play it a lot, also, Jay?
Yeah, I've been playing it for like a month and a half, I guess.
When you get to the 6th word, because you only get 6 shots, and you're like, oh my god, I don't want to miss this. I don't want to be an idiot. Like you get like anxiety over it because you don't want to be like that guy that gets it wrong.
The one time I got it wrong, I woke up at like 3 a.m. to go to the bathroom, and I ended up doing Wordle, and I was half asleep and I missed it.
You were like, you're in.
So, so Jay and I just listened to there's a podcast the Ringer put out on HQ Trivia. You remember when Martin? Were you into that?
That was a big deal for. I played it.
The Ringer, by Bill Simmons, his podcast network. They did a documentary on it, which was really interesting. But it was crazy. That was also a fad where, like, for a little while, everyone was fucking doing this thing, and then it just went away.
I actually like Rogowski. I think I'm surprised he hasn't gotten something else. I thought he was entertaining.
Well, that's why I stopped playing, because Scott was the best. And then when they got rid of him,
yeah, they put the girl in, and then the other guy, and
yeah, the guy who just screamed and sang the whole time.
It's worth listening if you're curious to hear about the whole story. You can find it. Just search Ringer and.
Do they interview
HQ
Rogowski?
Trivia? Yeah, he's on the show. Yeah,
I like him a lot. He was on MLB Network for a while too.
Plot twist: he was the bad guy at the end of that podcast.
It's worth listening to though, even with Jay revealing that little tidbit.
Yeah,
it was just actually interesting. It brings you back. You're like, a couple years ago, I was really into this, and then it went away. Just like Wordle, basically. You'll do the Ringer will do the Wordle documentary.
Yep. Yeah. No, HQ is a big deal, and then there were knockoffs of it too. But when you think about it, did you ever win anything? Nope.
No.
Apparently, also, I stopped doing when I found out when you win, you get nothing. It was like when you win, you got like. They divide the prize up, so it was like they're giving away $1,000, and you won, you got like $1.50.
Yeah, my friend won, and he got like 76 cents.
Yeah, once I realized that, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna win any money, so this is just stupid.
Yeah, it got annoying after a while. I agree with you. And then I did stop. Jay's absolutely right. When they changed hosts and he went somewhere else, it sucked.
Yeah. They found I don't think that show would have worked with a different host. Like he was really he had that personality that went really well with that.
Although I did realize that listening to the podcast, I found out they did an after hours one where they got drunk and cursed the whole time. I kind of would have liked to have watched that once or twice.
That would have been entertaining. I didn't realize.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Speaking of fads, you guys remember Andrew Yang?
Yes.
The political candidate, right?
Yeah, he ran for president. His big thing was, I'm going to give everyone $10,000 if you vote for me. It was like a universal basic income.
Yeah, like
and then he ran for mayor.
Yeah, $1,000 a month or something.
Yeah, and then he ran for mayor in New York. He got some some news, some coverage, but did not win mayor in New York. So so his latest venture, I just wanted to mention. So, are you guys at all? Well, Jay, I know has been into crypto. How closely do you guys follow Web3?
Web3?
You know what Web3 is?
No clue.
So, generally speaking, there's the original web. Then people consider Web 2.0 is like more interactive web, like social media. That's considered like Web 2.0?
Okay, so the sequel is never as good as the original.
Yeah, it's all shitty. So Web3 is you take the technology from crypto, the blockchain technology, and create a distributed instead of like everything having a central person or central company running it, like Google or like Facebook has Facebook runs Facebook. This is decentralized web. And their idea basically is if everything's decentralized, the internet will work better for some reason. It's
the dark web.
It's not the dark web. Everything's on the blockchain, so it's verifiable. I don't fucking understand it. Anyway, have you guys heard of a DAO? DAO?
No.
I like his chicken. General Dow's chicken.
Yes. It stands for, in the world of blockchain, so it stands for Distributed Autonomous Organization. And the idea basically is it's like almost like a private equity fund. It's basically a fund of money where everyone gets to vote on what the money is used for. It's supposed to be it's made on the blockchain. Anyway, Andrew Yang's latest project now is he wants to create a DAO, this kind of fund, to basically start to lobby politicians on the importance of Web3 to change the world.
So he's like Al Gore Jr.
Yes, the way Al Gore pushed for the environmental and stuff.
He invented the internet, like as he says he did.
Yes. Basically, Andrew Yang claims that if politicians, he's doing an advocacy group to invest. He said to educate lawmakers on Web3. And he believes if we can recruit governors and mayors to run Web3 pilots to show how blockchain technology works, it will reduce poverty.
That's way over my head.
Yes. So he is becoming a lobbyist for Web3 is his latest venture. I kind of feel like this guy, I know he's a big deal with the whole, I kind of feel like he's a bit of a fraud.
Sounds like a scam.
Like, he just gets more scammy. Like, he has all these ideas, and you hear him, he sounds like he makes sense, but the more I hear Andrew Yang and, like, this thing, and, like, so his big thing is a lobbying firm for some kind of scam technology. Yeah, that's who I thought he was.
Well,
I'm looking at Andrew Yang's resume. He worked for Amway. Very interesting.
Wait, what? What happened?
Nah,
before
Amway
that, he was selling encyclopedias door to door.
Yeah. So Amway is like a pyramid scheme. So
he has if you look at his history of he worked in like this tech, like he basically did all these nonprofits to like help people. Somehow he's really rich. I don't really know how he became rich along the way.
He probably preys on weak-minded people.
I feel like he's one of these bullshit artists, basically.
Well, I look forward to whatever his fourth endeavor will be. Web 4.
I was
That's
just reading,
W4.
I was just reading this thing, and like it was basically he says Web3 is a profound opportunity to fight poverty, says Andrew Yang. And I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with fighting poverty? I Googled, I did some research. There's no explanation whatsoever of what he's talking about. Just basically, I guess it would make the financial system somehow more equal if everyone owned Bitcoin, I guess. I don't know.
He sounds like one of those guys, like when you talk to, you're like, wow, that guy's smart, but I don't know what the fuck he just said.
Yeah, you hear him, you're like, you're right. If we all had snake oil, it would all work out better. Good call.
We are just about out of time. Do you have anything else you want to talk about real quick?
Do you want to hit on the DraftKings thing?
Sure, let's do that.
All right, we'll end with that.
So I was just gonna say I'm amazed. Like you guys had that whole like thing. You did a sponsorship thing with them, whatever. They are taking a bath, like they're stocked within the tank. They're throwing so much marketing. Them and Caesars. You see, freaking what's his name from Curb? God. Not. Oh my God. I can't think of his name. But anyway, whatever.
He's really funny, but yeah.
Yeah. Like these guys are like over advertising, just trying to acquire customers, but they're going to lose money. They're losing money. I think they'll end up winning. They'll winning in the end because gambling's an addiction and everything. But
how are they losing? How I was playing with it. I signed up for them, and I'm like, and then I think Jay pointed out to me the stock is tanking, and I was like, how the fuck is the stock tanking?
So I'll give you an example.
I
signed up for 4 books, right? I signed up for FanDuel, right?
Yeah.
I deposited $1,100. They threw $100 at me. Bet Rivers.
You deposited $1,100
because I by the way, I'm up like 400, but yeah, I'm gonna take it out. But there was a reason why, because it was a risk-free $1,000 bet. That's why.
Okay.
So you get your money back if you lose. Bet Rivers, I put in $250. They gave me $250. Caesars doubled. They gave me $800 for depositing $500, and DraftKings gave me. They didn't give me anything because I got it in Jersey when I signed up there. But like they're just giving you money.
They're giving you money. I'm up. They had a. I mentioned this on our Nick show. They had a. DraftKings had if you bet $10 and on the Super Bowl you got it right, you won $250 in free bets. And then the other one, FanDuel had $10. You got $250. Just got $250.
It's all marketing.
I was like, so I bet both sides. So I knew I'd win on one site, and it was like, and right now I think I'm up $100, but I'm going to blow the rest of the money pretty soon. I took $100 out, so I'm like $100 out, and the rest of it I can just go.
Yeah, it's play money, right? But like they're just because they're so competitive with each other, they're trying to knock each other out. But it's like so bizarre, and that's why I was saying like, they'll take Russia on the money line. Like everything's gambling now, and the state's going to make a ton of money on it. But where's that money going?
I'm pretty sure they're they're losing a little money now. We're all fucking suckers. We'll all bet a lot of money.
I bought the stock at $42, figuring it was going to be legal in New York, and they're going to get a big bump.
Yep.
And then it went down to $20.
So you bought the stock too, huh?
Yeah, at 42.
Let's see what I bought it at. I forgot what I bought. I'm going to look it up right now because
so,
I bought it
like 55%.
I bought it at $27.88, and I think it's still down.
Yeah, it's about
to make you feel better. I put money into Peloton at $100. Then I put more money into Peloton when it went down to $80. Then I put more money when it went down to $50. Is that like $28 now?
Oh wow.
Eek. You're
that
kind
didn't
of
work out.
talk about
I'm
pot committed.
surprised
You're kind of
people
pot
didn't
committed.
want to spend $100 a month to ride a stationary bicycle.
Yeah, I'm a moron. By the way, I also have one more public service announcement before the show ends.
Okay.
So Facebook, I know you target ads to people. Please stop sending me erectile dysfunctional ads. I don't know why you think I need them. Please stop targeting those ads against me, okay?
Well, now that you just said it, your phone was listening, and you're going to get more.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what? I turned off Siri and I stopped getting targeted ads.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
Maybe that's it.
Siri's
But I have Alexa. Alexa's still upstairs too. I
Same
got to turn her ass off too.
I swear there was times where I talked to Marc, but I didn't Google anything, and I would get an ad for it. And then I got a new phone, and I didn't set up Siri. I haven't gotten any targeted ads.
So gay porn was coming up for a while.
All right. Thank you for joining. The Brink of Sanity @gmail.com is our email. It was fun, guys.
Yes.
Good show.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll do it again soon. For real. We'll be doing more Brink because
the Knicks suck.
Yeah, and this show's a lot more fun to do anyway. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll be back soon.
Happy train.